too rough around the edges. Today we're going to be making some survival fishing lures out of paracord. Some of the things that you will need are paracord. I chose orange and camouflage green. Hooks. Fishing line. A sewing needle. And a lighter. You'll also need some way to cut the parachute cord, and I used a knife. To begin, we'll be cutting some segments of paracord, less than an inch long. Once you get that parachute cord cut, you will want to melt the ends so it doesn't become frayed and fall apart. If you let the lighter sit there for a little bit, the end kind of darkens and turns black, which will kind of look like the head of an insect or a head of a little fish. Now you'll take your hook and your fishing line and thread and tie the line to your hook. This is a basic fisherman's knot. You go through the eye of the hook, make a loop, and then circle around the line. You can see, hard to see, but you can see that I'm going around the main line itself a few times. And then you go back through the original loop you made and pull that tight. Trim off any excess that you have. Cut the line to the length that you desire. I went about a foot of line here. You'll then take the end of your line and thread on a needle. Once you have that line threaded on a needle, you'll take your chunk of parachute cord and feed it up through the parachute cord until you get to that little burnt head we made, and then push it through. If you've got strong fingers, you can pull the needle through. I had to use a pair of pliers on mine. Once you get your line through the parachute cord, you'll pull until the hook enters the parachute cord. You'll want to fray it a little bit to kind of get that tail effect. Kind of keep fiddling and fraying with it until you get the desired look that you want. Here I have that tail all nice and done like I want it. You'll want to tie a loop to hook onto the swivel on the end of your fishing line. I just use a figure 8 knot. excess you may have. And there you have your first little lure. For this other lure, I pulled some of the innards of the parachute cord out before I cut it with scissors to kind of give it a longer white tail. And just like the first one, you'll take and you'll burn part of it to melt it and to turn it kind of into a little head and to seal up the end of that parachute cord so the innards don't come out. You can see me there with wet fingertips kind of molding the head of that to make it a little bit more round. Now I'm kind of opening it up and getting some more of that tail and fuzz started. And I had already had this hook set up and ready, but you'll do it just like the other hook. I used a treble hook on this one. Slide it up and into your parachute cord and through that burnt plastic head. Take your pliers, finish pulling it the rest of the way through. Now, one nice thing about this configuration is if you want to use some kind of power bait or cheese to help attract the fish, you can pull that up, the parachute cord up a little bit, and add a little bit of power bait, and then slide it back over to still make it look more natural. And there you have it, a couple of fishing lures. In one of our next videos, we'll put these to the test. Thank you for watching, and remember, you can do hard things.